Hello, Mr. Evans. Hello, colleagues. Today I'm giving you an online presentation, and the two topics that I will talk about are the following. So, first, I will explain a business concept, more particular, the meaning of a bubble, and I will end my presentation with an explanation of a graph that visually shows us the difference between an estimated worldwide Apple Watch shipments and the Swiss watch exports. So let's start with the business concept. What is a bubble? A bubble forms itself when the price of products, services, events grow beyond their true value. They can develop in economies, securities, stock markets, and other businesses. It's a certain type of investing where investors put so much demand on assets that they drive the price beyond any reflection of its actual worth. But how is a bubble created? Let me explain the cycle in 5 steps. First, you have the displacements. This is the moment where investors see new technology or interest rates at a historically low point. At this point, they start to invest. The second step is the boom. The price goes up. The boom step is followed by euphoria. Euphoria, as the word it says, the price skyrocketed. After the third step is the most relevant one. The fourth step, no, excuse me. So the third step is followed by the most relevant one, the fourth one, and that's profit taking. But I don't think I need to explain that. You know what it means. The last step, however, isn't as shiny as the others. It's called panic. Asset prices asset prices reverse and descend as rapidly as they had ascended. Now let's take a look at the second topic of my presentation, which is the graph. First, I will give you a general review of the article. So, the Swiss watch has been on the market for a very long time. Nonetheless, the Apple Watch hasn't been no. The Apple Watch is something innovative that hasn't been on the market that long. Even in the whole Apple organization, the Apple Watch is only placed second or third in terms of public attention. So reaching this kind of milestone, beating the Swiss watch by with the amount of shipments, even though it's only for a single quarter, is very impressive. However, when it comes to the total amount of shipments of the year 2017 and 2016, the Swiss watch still beats Apple. So let's take a closer look at the graph. Here you can see the blue columns that they stand for the Apple watches, and the red columns stand for the Swiss watches. At the bottom of the screen, you can see the years and the quarters. Well, you can see 4 quarters of 2 years of the year 2016 and 2017. Now let's start with the Apple Watches. The first 2 quarters of 2016 aren't very impressive of Apple. However, in the third quarter, the shipments took off and it reached 6 million amount of shipments at the end of 2016. 2017 started with 3.8 million shipped, 3.8 million, and it followed up by a little decrease in the second quarter. But from that moment, it took off, it skyrocketed till it reached a peak of 8 million in the fourth quarter. I forgot my text. Yes, the Swiss watches. Now let's take a closer look at the Swiss watches. The Swiss watches have a better total amount, which you cannot clearly see on the graph, but I calculated it with my calculator, and they do have a better total amount. But when you look at the graph, you can see that from the start till the end, the numbers fluctuate. It reached a peak at the end of the fourth quarter in 2016, but then again, it didn't really improve in 2017, increasing, dropping with little amounts. As a conclusion, I want to say that I think personally the Apple Watches will continue to grow, especially when you're not that long on the market, and you can ship more. Well, and if you can prove that you can ship more than one of the biggest brands on the watch market, then I have to say that that the Apple future looks very bright. Thank you for your attention.